Major Ofir Anidgar received a commendation in recognition of his courage during the Second Lebanon War in 2006. After his release from the army, he studied engineering and served as a company commander in the reserves. He and his girlfriend Shai became engaged and were planning their wedding. They didn't know that Operation Protective Edge was about to break out.
It was kind of love at first sight. And then we went to South America. We've been traveling together. It was a great love. It sort of came from nowhere. It was huge. We went diving. He just proposed, and I almost choked. He just pulled out the ring beneath the water. And when we went out of the water, I just screamed, yes, of course, yes, of course I do. And that's it. We planned a wedding October 6th, and Ofir was injured at July 30. And just everything went wrong.
We get a call from the paramedics saying that we should get in the car and come immediately. They don't yet know where they are taking him, and this uncertainty of not knowing where we are going or what we will see is a bad feeling.
In my mind, I envision those mothers who have buried their sons. I was already seeing the unhappy end. But thank God, I always hope for the best.
Ofir was at the front line. I heard him on the phone crying, saying, I don't know, there was a blast, not sure how bad it is, there are wounded. I carried them, I evacuated them. I can't tell if he understood what had happened. He knew people were wounded. He couldn't tell me how badly they were hurt, critically, lightly.
We saw a kid lying on a bed, crying. Not easy, but at least his body was whole.
A terrorist squad emerged from an underground tunnel shaft. They launched a Cornet-guided missile at my men, a huge blast. My body was thrown away. I began counting my men to see if they were all right, only to find out there were more wounded. I ran towards one of the injured, gave another order, and then passed out. I don't remember anything after that. When I regained consciousness in the ambulance, my first question was, what's happened to my soldiers? I still have shrapnel lodged in my left arm. I had shrapnel in my right leg. My eyes were injured, as was my head. I still suffer from very severe headaches all day long and especially at night. The PTSD I'm suffering from opened deeper scars too. This wasn't the first time I had been hit by a missile. In the army, we were always told that we're the crazy ones. To spend your entire service perched on the top of a D9 bulldozer at the front line in a glass compartment, to serve as bait is to be crazy. But that was our job. And we did it proudly, with a sense of mission. At every operation, we led the forces inside, and at the end of each mission, we rescued and evacuated everyone who needed to be extracted. Going in, you experience all the missiles launched and devices blowing up at you. I was hit by several missiles before Operation Protective Edge. I drove over explosive devices. I went through all of this. And at the end of the war, you extract the shattered vehicles and equipment, and with them you see the dead and wounded who were on them. You carry these sights with you. They never leave you. One missile is enough to trigger all the rest. You remember all the horrific things you saw. Bodies torn to bits, which we then collected in bags, burnt bodies. One of our soldiers, we were only able to salvage his pelvic bone and 5 smaller bones. Quite a lot of blood. Things like that. It makes you shut yourself off. You're in another world, outside of reality. I don't watch TV if there's anything about the army. Funerals are very hard to watch. The smell of anything burnt reminds you of a missile hit or something burning in your vehicle during this war or that war. You wake up drenched in sweat. I feel like I'm lying in a sandy beach because it reminds me of the sand in Gaza. Right after my injury, the first time I ate meat, I felt like I had blood in my throat. You see pictures in your mind, you're a changed person. When a door slams or even a small boom on the street takes you right back there. It's really strong. Uncontrollable headaches. I've tried almost every possible medication and shots. My wife, Shai, says I'm a different person at night. I'm cold, short-tempered. I'm 2 different people. Every morning I get the speech of what had happened the previous night, but I remember nothing.
It's seeing him crying, suffering, and having nightmares. He's thinking he's burning in flames. It's bad. It's very bad. He either wakes up at night with a startle, or if I can talk to him when he's already half asleep, because usually I go to sleep after him, he replies just out of context, saying, I'm in the outpost, they're coming, they're shooting. I wish I could take everything that's inside his head and just put it inside of me, spread it around, or just move it away from us.
It's also difficult to explain yourself. You wish you had lost an arm rather than to have to deal with these emotional scars. Because an arm, people see you've lost it. Compared to this world you're in and cannot control. You feel a lot of anger at yourself. A soldier is supposed to come back safe and sound. But at the end, you return and you see a crying mother. No words in the world can explain it. Explain to a mother why her son hasn't returned.
Beit HaLochem yields on to that place. It's like a first and second home for him.
It's a reason to get out of the house, not remain stuck in your dark hole in this bad world, be around people who understand you. What are those boats there?
Those are Olympic boats for our disabled vets.
And how long would it take me to reach that level?
At least 1 year. And the second year, you can begin competing internationally.
And do you think I stand a chance?
You're athletic. It all depends on your perseverance.
It's an amazing place. I can see Ofir is much more happy. He says with a lot of pride, I'm going to Beit HaLochem today. So, and I know he's having just a great time here. My dreams 10 years from now. to really understand that our relationship is stronger than anything else, with kids, God willing, and that their daddy will be able to take them to see fireworks because he's incapable right now.